Hey guys, welcome back to Khaleesi Time. Today I'm going to recap a 1986 comedy movie called What Every French Woman Wants. So, let's begin. The story begins with a young teenage boy, Roger, coming home from school for the holidays. Roger is in a carriage and is accompanied by a woman who works on the farms that provide food for the mansion. He is spending his holiday at his father's villa, but other guests are sharing the house with him. Roger continuously looks at the woman, whose garments do little to conceal her breasts. This makes Roger so excited since puberty has hit, and like any other 16-year-old, he is quite determined to explore his sexuality. The woman's lapels notice how Roger looks at her, but she ignores it, blaming it on hormones. When the carriage reaches the mansion, Roger is well received by many women who are part of his extended family. He meets his mother, who wonders why Roger's pants are wet. Roger is highly embarrassed since he had gotten a little carried away earlier, but his Aunt Margaret comes to his rescue. She chastises her sister, saying that teenage boys are like Roger, who is delighted to see his family, particularly his younger sister Bert. The two are close in age and have always enjoyed each other's company since most of their interests are so similar. Roger settles peacefully in the house, happy to be away from school at night. Bert sneaks into his room, and the two siblings gossip the next day. Bert takes Roger to the nearby woods so that they can explore as they used to. Bert spots a butterfly, and she is in the process of trying to catch it when Roger is startled by her explanation that she was fetching some vegetables and fruits for the house. However, Roger is very distracted as his attention is focused elsewhere. After Libra leaves, Roger goes looking for his sister in the process. He trips and falls. Roger goes to get up, but he hears some moaning noises coming from the bushes. Further investigation reveals Ursula, a busty maid from the mansion, having an affair with a man in the bushes. She locks eyes with Roger's, and the poor boy runs away terrified, certainly not a great sight for a virgin boy. However, this is just a start since Roger soon realizes that everybody in the house is doing something to meet their needs. He witnesses another younger maid, Helena, delivering tea to someone before she can make it out of the door. That person grabs her and takes her from behind. Helena fights a little, but she allows it. Roger watches as the two adults indulge their fantasies before Helena tidies up and leaves. Later that night, Bert sneaks in again and reveals that the only person in the house who is a virgin is their Aunt Margaret. She appears to be so terrified of sex that she is repulsed by men and thus unmarried the next day. Bert reveals her naughty side after she takes Roger to the riverbanks. She reveals that all the maids of the house come to bathe at the river, and she has a spot where she spies on them, climbing a tree just as some maids approach the river to stay hidden. The maidens undress and begin bathing while talking about their various escapades. Soon, several men come to the river as well. They notice the maids across from the men urinating in the river, showing off their impressive tools to the women. A while later, Roger's father comes home accompanied by Roger's elder sister, Elisa. Elisa is very beautiful, but she is timid and quiet. She greets everyone in the mansion with a hug, but only gives Roger a peck on the forehead. Roger is disappointed because he wanted the hug. Meanwhile, Bert cooks something up and drags Roger around Margaret's room, and to enter the ceiling through it, they approach the confessional box where Margaret usually confesses her sins to the priest. Margaret reveals that while she has always feared men, she has found herself attracted to Roger ever since he came home. She has fantasies about him and even dreams of being intimate with him. Roger is overjoyed to find that his aunt has fantasies about him. Unfortunately, his joy is short-lived when the ceiling crumbles, causing Roger to fall directly in front of the priest. The priest and Margaret report Roger to his mother, who wonders what the ideal punishment for the nosy boy would be. The priest suggests that Roger be whipped for his bad behavior, and Margaret agrees to do it. She whips Roger on the back for a while, leaving him sore in his room. Roger is lying on his stomach when Bert comes in. She laughs at his ordeal. So Roger sends her away a while later. Here's the rhythmic thudding of the cup. He investigates and finds that Elena is receiving some action from the same mystery man that she met earlier. Roger desperately wants to know who the man is. So when Ursula comes along to nurse his wounds, Roger asks her. Ursula laughs and says that everyone knows who the man is, but they will not tell him as it is a secret. Okay, Roger decides to ask his Uncle Frank about it. When Frank hears R.A., he finds him with his hands in his pants and staring at something on the telescope. "You're approaching," and he quickly stops his activities and leaves the room. Roger approaches the telescope and notices that Frank was looking at a couple dancing naked in the yard. Frank had also left a book, which Roger quickly takes. He sees that it is a very dirty adult book. Roger is intrigued, and he begins reading it. He is still skeptical of being found out, so he does it secretly. One day, Roger is reading a book in the barn when a male worker approaches and asks him to hide so he is not found out. Helena comes in and starts feeding the horses through the window. The male worker closes a hatch, which causes Helen to be trapped, and he takes advantage of her. Roger wants to help, but Elena stops him since she likes what the man is doing. Roger goes to Elisa's room and replaces her regular book with the adult one. He spies on her reading the adult book, feeling delighted at giving her a taste of pleasure. That night, Roger realizes that everyone in the house is indulging in carnal activities except for him. He decides to change that and heads to the kitchen, remembering Helena. He grabs her elbow, intending to take advantage, but the older woman smashes a plate on his head. However, she apologizes and expresses regret for Roger, stating that she has decided to become intimate with him. Unfortunately, the two are interrupted before they can do anything, and Roger runs away scared. Roger approaches Libra, who agrees to have sex with him, but once again, the two are interrupted by the postman, who announces that all men will have to join the army since World War I has begun. The next few days are sad for Roger since everyone spends time with their partner while Roger can just watch. Soon, a party is held to send off the men, and Roger is left at the mansion with Frank, who claims to have asthma. Bert takes Roger to eavesdrop on their mother's confession. She is worried about being intimate with her husband as he makes her do many positions that she feels are sins. The priest assures her that she can do whatever she pleases with her husband. Later, Roger is swimming when he notices a maid reading a book by the river. He approaches her and scores, following his two successful encounters. Roger approaches Margaret and offers to show her that there is nothing to fear in men. Within a few weeks, Roger is having sex with everyone in the mansion, the maids, his aunt, and even his sister Elisa. Soon every woman in the mansion except his mother lines up to get served. The young man enjoys himself so much that he even lets 3 women in at a time. All great things must come to an end, and soon the men will return home from war. Roger is relieved that his manly duties are done, but his relief is cut short when the consequences of unprotected sex are revealed. Ursula, Margaret, and Elisa are pregnant. Roger knows that if his mother finds out what he did, then he is a dead man. So he comes up with a quick plan. He tells Margaret to get intimate with Frank so that he can assume responsibility for the child. He also paints Elisa's sheets with red nail polish so that when she gets intimate with her fiancé, he will believe that she is a virgin. The last person on his list, Ursula, is engaged to a village man. The 3 women get married, and Roger's troubles are over, or are they? Helena also reveals that she is pregnant, and Roger decides that he should get Helena a husband. However, Elena reveals that she has been intimate with almost every man at the mansion, and all that she has to do is pin the child on whichever man she likes. So click any video of the 3 and enjoy next, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Thank you for watching. See you soon.